Hi, my name is Amy from Korean Things.
Hi, I'm Sam.
In the previous lesson, we learned how to make a Korean sentence with be verb 이다. And we also taught you how to change this be verb 이다 into applied versions like 이에요, 입니다, 예요. So we will still use this be verb, but what is different is that we're going to learn possessive pronouns. The simple way to make these possessive pronouns is that we can just add possessive marker 의 right after pronouns we taught you. First of all, so I is 나, and you can just add this
의.
possessive marker
의.
의.
나의, 나의,
And what about your?
너의,
너의. Her is
그녀의,
그녀의. And our is
우리의,
우리의. And there is
그들의.
그들의. These terms are quite understandable, but we use them a little different way. So let's start with possessive pronoun my. The equivalent Korean term of my is 나의, like this, but we don't really use it in casual situations. You can only see this kind of form in a dictionary or in a book, but we are more likely to say it like 네,
네,
네, 네. So let's make a sentence with this 네. For example, if you want to say it is my pencil. So it is my pencil. It is
그건.
그건. So 그건. And 네. And pencil is 연필. 연필. And 이야.
그건 내 연필이야.
그건 내 연필이야. Why don't we change this 연필 to different object like 지우개, 지우개. Then you need to give a little change to it because do you say 그건 내 지우개이야?
No.
No. The last syllable of 지우개 doesn't have any 받침, so you don't need 이.
그건 내 지우개야.
그건 내 지우개야. Let's change this pronoun to this. 이건.
이건?
The short version of this is
Yeah.
이건. This is my eraser. Is
이건 내 지우개야.
이건 내 지우개야. What about that is my eraser?
저건 내 지우개야.
저건 내 지우개야. Is that is my razor. And we have a honorific for 내. So you can drop 내 and you can put 제. 제. To express it in a polite way. Then this is my pencil is
이건 제 연필이에요.
이건 제 연필이에요. And that is my pencil is
저건 제 연필이에요.
저건 제 연필이에요. And it is my pencil is
그건 제 연필이에요.
그건 제 연필이에요. But there's another Korean term meaning my, which is 우리.
Yeah.
우리. In the previous lesson, you learned 우리 means we. But now we are talking 우리 is my. Some of you may find it very strange because my and our is quite different word. But Koreans always say 우리,
Yeah.
especially when you talk about country, house, school, or family members,
Yeah.
right? So these four words means unit we are belong to. Like 나라 is country, 학교,
is school.
and house,
이 집.
family,
가족.
가족. My country, then it has to be like 내
네.
나라, 내
내
학교.
학교.
But we don't say like this. So 우리나라 is not our country. 우리나라 is
My
country. So and my school is
우리 학교.
my house is
우리 집.
my family is
우리 가족.
우리 가족. And what about family members? For example, 아빠 is
dad.
dad and parents is 부모님 and mom is 엄마. We don't say 내 아빠. We say 우리 아빠. So it sounds like our dad and our mom, our parents, our sister, even our husband.
Yeah.
So we don't share husband with someone else. Husband is mine.
그렇죠.
But we don't share. But we use the term 우리. 우리. So it's very strange. I think English has many expressions focusing on individuals, but many Koreans like to emphasize a group or unity rather than individuals. If the person is an older person or a stranger, then we have to use polite versions of words. And we have 저희 instead of 우리. So if you use 저희, you can express it in a humble way. So this is my dad is
저희 아빠예요.
저희 아빠예요. These are my parents. Is
저희 부모님이에요.
저희 부모님이에요. Then let's move on to a possessive pronoun, your. This is your eraser, supposed to be like
이건 너의 지우개야.
이건 너의 지우개야. So 너의 is your, yeah? But casual situations, instead of 너의, we use 내. So we say 이건
내
지우개야. And casually we pronounce it like 네. So we write it there, but we pronounce it like 네.
이건 네 지우개야.
이건 네 지우개야. And what about that is your eraser?
저건 네 지우개야.
저건 네 지우개야. It is your eraser. Yes?
그건 네 지우개야.
그건 네 지우개야. He is 그. And she is 그녀. And the simple way to make possessive pronouns with these two words, you can just simply add 의.
그의.
And her is
그녀의.
그녀의. But as we taught you earlier in the different video, we don't tell apart genders when we talk about third person. So what we do is we use 그 사람 instead of he or she. Or we use 걔. 걔 is very informal expression. We can put possessive marker 의 to 그 사람의. 그 사람의. Or 걔의. But when we talk about this possession casually, we usually omit 의. What we do is we just say 그 사람, an object, and be verb, right? Yeah. So, for example, this is his pencil. Is
이건 그 사람 연필이야.
이건 그 사람 연필이야. What about that is his pencil?
저건 그 사람 연필이야.
If you want to make it informal sentence, then you can just use 걔. It is her pencil. Is
그건 걔 연필이야.
그건 걔 연필이야. And that is his pencil. Is
저건 걔 연필이야.
저건 걔 연필이야. Right? Yeah. The next possessive pronoun we're going to teach you is our. Yeah. So we is 우리.
Yeah.
And plus possessive marker 의. Then 우리의. 우리의 literally means our. And as we told you earlier, 우리 could be mine as well, right?
Yeah.
If you want to say something casual way, then we can omit 의.
Yeah.
These are our pencils. Is
이건 우리 연필이야.
이건 우리 연필이야. And those are our pencils. Is
저건 우리 연필이야.
저건 우리 연필이야. Even though you have more than one pencils, we don't use plural marker 들. So we don't say 이건 우리 연필들이야. We don't say like that. We just omit 들 and just say 이건
우리
연필이야. 이건 우리 연필이야. That's right. And the last pronoun we're going to teach you today is it's. In English, people say object owns object. But in Korean, we don't say like that. We only can express person can possess objects. So in Korean system, we don't have any words which can replace its. If you want to express these two sentences into Korean, this is my pencil and its tip is sharp. 그러면 이건 내 연필이야. 이건 내 연필이야. And its tip is sharp. Is the next sentence, which is followed by. Think about why you use it instead of pencils. You don't want to repeat the pencil again. That's why you use possessive pronoun its, right?
Yeah.
But we don't use its at all in Korean. So what we do is we just say pencil again. 연필 and possessive marker
의.
Tip is
is
sharp. Yeah, this is how we express it.
이건 내 연필이야. 이건 내 연필이야. 이건 제 연필이에요. 이건 제 연필이에요. 이건 네 연필이야. 이건 네 연필이야. 이건 걔 연필이야. 이건 걔 연필이야. 이건 그 사람 연필이에요. 이건 그 사람 연필이에요. 이건 걔네 연필이야. 이건 걔네 연필이야. 이건 그 사람들 연필이에요. 이건 그 사람들 연필이에요. 이건 우리 연필이야. 이건 우리 연필이야. 이건 저희 연필이에요. 이건 저희 연필이에요.